are an education technology company focused on improving the speed and quality of feedback that students receive on their work. So the way that Kaizena works is students, after they've created an essay or a project, they use Kaizena to request feedback from their peers or their teacher or professor or TA educators. And then educators use Kaizena to comment on the student's work using either voice comments to convey tone and emotion, embed YouTube videos to explain complex concepts, or track very specific skills. And this process of commenting and then revising and commenting again and then revising again is collectively the feedback loop. And we believe that feedback is everyone's fundamental learning process. So what Kaizena does is attempt to bring that natural form of learning into formal education. Well, why doesn't feedback happen more often right now in formal education? Well, it's incredibly time consuming. On average, a teacher may be responsible for 10 to 15 hours per week worth of commenting on student work, often almost exclusively in the evenings and rolling over onto the weekend. And so what we do is we make that more efficient for educators, 40 to 60% more efficient, depending on how much additional feedback teachers decide to leave. And because of that, students are also able to complete more iterations of that feedback loop. The first feedback feature we have is voice comments. Now, voice comments is just incredibly simple. You just make a highlight on a piece of student work, and then you start speaking. And as simple as it is actually incredibly profound, the difference that it can make in students' perception or interpretation of the teacher's feedback. There's two other feedback features I mentioned, which is embedded YouTube videos, or lessons as we call them. And this, just as it sounds, allows you to take a YouTube video or even another website, any other link to anywhere else on the internet, and add it to your lessons library. And then you can reuse these lessons over and over again for common mistakes that students make. And our third and final feedback feature is skills. And skills allows educators to track evidence of skills that students demonstrate in their work. So most often, one skill or one area of skills would be rubric criteria that many educators use. And so as educators read through, they can just make a highlight and say, oh, that's a transition, or that's a conclusion thesis, or that's an excellent example of repetition. And so in this way, it's a lot more specific than just an overall, this entire essay was, a 3 out of 4 on conclusion. But it's the specific items within your work that is counting towards that skill. So winning the Reimagine Education Enterprise Award has been completely unexpected, first of all. We applied for Reimagine Education back in August, and then just last week received news. And so it's been a crazy past few days. It means that more people will hear about the work, or the great work, that my incredible team is doing to bring high quality feedback, or fast high quality feedback to students. And I think that more will specifically hear about that beyond the borders of North America. QS is a global organization. So that's something I'm particularly excited about. And I also think it will mean that I'll be able to meet some amazing individuals and educators and school leaders here today at Reimagine Education, which will probably have a very material impact on the product and the direction of the company, especially as we explore new ways of enabling fast, high-quality feedback on student work.